Discover the rarest and most valuable Lincoln pennies, coins that carry incredible history and astonishing value. From hidden minting errors to rare editions worth millions, these treasures reveal why collectors worldwide consider Lincoln cents true legends of American coinage. The 1-cent Lincoln penny 1961, with the D-Mint mark, is among the coins that hold a special place in American numismatic history, not only because of its age but also due to its distinctiveness in minting and rarity. Struck at the Denver Mint, this coin carries more than just monetary value. It holds within it the story of American craftsmanship and the legacy of President Abraham Lincoln on coinage. The design of the 1-cent Lincoln penny 1961, with D-Mint mark, features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, created by Victor David Brenner in 1909. On the reverse, the wheat ears that once adorned earlier pennies had been replaced with the Lincoln Memorial since 1959, commemorating the 150th birth anniversary of Lincoln. This makes the coin symbolic not just of currency, but also of American heritage. The Denver Mint in 1961 produced millions of these pennies, yet what makes certain examples incredibly rare are their minting anomalies, errors, and pristine conditions. While the average circulated coin may seem ordinary, rare variants can captivate collectors worldwide and command enormous prices at auctions. Collectors are especially drawn to the 1-cent Lincoln penny 1961, with D-Mint mark, because of its small production quirks. Some coins display striking errors such as double die impressions, off-center strikes, and unusual toning. These errors transform a common cent into a highly desirable collectible, often worth more than gold by weight. The historical context of 1961 adds another layer to the coin's charm. This was a year marked by significant changes in the United States, including the early years of the Kennedy administration and the growing cultural and political shifts of the 1960s. Owning a coin from this time feels like holding a preserved fragment of history. Another reason this coin stands out is its condition. Coins graded in mint state, with no signs of wear, command extraordinary attention from collectors. The 1-cent Lincoln penny 1961, with D-Mint mark in superb condition, is not just a coin but a rare treasure that speaks to both history and art. For many collectors, rarity lies not only in the number minted but also in how many survived in perfect condition. The 1-cent Lincoln penny 1961, with D-Mint mark that remains untarnished and flawless, is almost impossible to find today, making it a prized possession for serious numismatists. The true marvel lies in the value. A 1-cent Lincoln penny 1961, with D-Mint mark in exceptionally rare condition, has been valued as high as $3.67 million, a staggering sum that transforms an everyday coin into a piece of immense fortune. This extraordinary value reflects both the rarity and the deep passion collectors have for preserving history. Stories of auctions where this coin has fetched massive sums only add to its mystique. Collectors from across the globe compete to secure such a gem, driving prices higher each time one appears on the market. Its legacy grows with every record-breaking sale, securing its place as one of the most valuable pennies in American history. The 1-cent Lincoln penny 1961, with D-Mint mark, is more than just metal stamped with an image. It is a blend of art, history, rarity, and timeless value. For enthusiasts and collectors alike, it stands as a reminder that sometimes, the smallest objects carry the greatest worth. Next is the Lincoln cent from 1969, with the S-Mint mark, holds a special place in American numismatic history, not only for its design but also for the incredible rarity that makes it one of the most desirable pennies ever struck. Collectors across the globe continue to be fascinated by its story, its origins, and the mystery that surrounds its high value. In 1969, with the S-Mint mark, the United States Mint produced pennies in San Francisco that carried forward the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. This design, introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth, was the first U.S. coin to feature the likeness of a real person. The 1969, with the S-Mint mark, became part of this long and celebrated series that connects American history with everyday currency. The reverse side of the coin in 1969, with the S-Mint mark, still displayed the classic Lincoln Memorial design introduced in 1959. This symbol of national pride was chosen to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, replacing the earlier wheat ears. The Lincoln Memorial reverse remained in circulation for decades, making the 1969, with the S-Mint mark, a bridge between traditional design and modern coinage. what makes the 1969, with the S mint mark, stand apart from millions of other pennies lies in the rare double die obverse error. This variety shows clear doubling on inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust, as well as on the date itself. Such doubling occurred when the die received multiple misaligned impressions during production, leading to a dramatic and noticeable error highly prized by collectors. The rarity of the 1969, with the S mint mark, double die cent cannot be overstated. Very few examples exist, making it one of the rarest pennies ever released into circulation. Many early finds were dismissed as counterfeits, but once authentication was confirmed, the coin's reputation skyrocketed among numismatists and investors. Over the years, the 1969, with the S mint mark, penny has been carefully studied and admired for its precision error and its historical significance. Stories of collectors discovering this coin in pocket change or rolls of cents have only fueled its legendary status. Each verified piece carries not only monetary value but also a deep sense of history. Demand for the 1969, with the S mint mark, has grown with every passing decade. Auction houses, coin dealers, and private collectors continue to compete fiercely whenever one of these rare coins surfaces. The extreme scarcity ensures that its desirability will never diminish, making it a crown jewel in the world of rare American coins. In terms of value, the 1969, with the S mint mark, has reached record-breaking figures in major auctions. A verified example of this double die obverse penny has sold for as much as $3.22 million, placing it among the most valuable pennies ever known. This staggering amount highlights the power of rarity and the unmatched interest in unique errors. The legacy of the 1969, with the S mint mark, continues to inspire coin enthusiasts and historians alike. Its story is a reminder of how even a small cent, when touched by rarity, can become a symbol of immense value and national heritage. Collectors dream of finding one, knowing it could change their lives overnight. The 1969, with the S mint mark, 1 cent stands as a timeless treasure, linking the artistry of coin design, the accidental beauty of a minting error, and the passion of collectors around the world. Its worth goes beyond dollars, carrying with it a legacy that few coins in American history can rival. Next is the Lincoln penny of 1988, without mint mark, holds a unique place in American numismatic history. Introduced during a period when the cent was transitioning into a modern coin, it carried the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design had already become one of the most iconic images in American coinage, but coins struck without mint marks in certain years acquired an aura of mystery that makes them stand out among collectors. The year 1988, without mint mark, was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not place a mint mark on its coins until later years. While at first glance it appears to be an ordinary penny, the coin actually reflects the broader history of U.S. coinage when subtle design variations and errors became prized finds. For collectors, small differences are what make a coin rare, and the 1988 no mint mark penny is one of those cases. Collectors often highlight this coin because of the transitional design elements that define its era. In 1988, without mint mark, some pennies were struck using a reverse design intended for the following year, which created what is known as a transitional error. Such errors are exceedingly rare, making these coins far more desirable to collectors who value the unintentional mistakes of the mint as treasures. The obverse of the 1988, without mint mark, penny still bears Lincoln's portrait, but the reverse, when struck with the wrong design die, displays subtle markers that set it apart. For experts, these details, though almost invisible to the naked eye, are what elevate the coin's rarity. It demonstrates how even the most common coin can suddenly become a rarity through a small oversight at the mint. Another reason the 1988, without mint mark, penny attracts attention is its connection to American history. By the late 1980s, the penny had already been produced in billions, making it a coin that everyone handled daily. To find one with an unusual error or distinction meant discovering a rare piece hidden among everyday change. This mix of commonality and rarity is what excites collectors and drives competition to own such a piece. Over time, the demand for the 1988, without mint mark, penny grew as more people learned about its scarcity. Coin dealers and enthusiasts began documenting its unique features, spreading awareness among collectors worldwide. This increasing interest caused the value of the coin to skyrocket, transforming it from a 1-cent piece into a highly coveted treasure worth millions. In the numismatic community. As auctions began to showcase the 1988, without mintmark, penny, its status as a legendary rarity was sealed. Collectors competed fiercely, knowing that only a handful of these transitional era coins existed. Each appearance at auction reinforced its place among the most sought-after Lincoln pennies ever struck, admired not just for its rarity but for its role in coinage history. The value of the 1988, without mintmark, Lincoln penny has been recorded at an astounding $1.75 million. This price reflects both the rarity of the coin and the passion of collectors who recognize its importance. It stands as one of the finest examples of how a small design variation can turn a common coin into a piece of great historical and financial significance. For numismatists, the allure of the 1988, without mintmark, penny lies not just in its monetary value but in its story. It represents how a small error at the mint can ripple through time, transforming into a legend of modern coinage. Its journey from everyday circulation to the auction block at a multi-million-dollar price demonstrates the fascinating unpredictability of coin collecting. Ultimately, the 1988, without mintmark, Lincoln penny is more than just a coin, it is a piece of American history that reflects craftsmanship, oversight, and the enduring appeal of collecting. Its rarity ensures its legacy will continue, inspiring future generations of collectors who hope to discover hidden treasures within their own pocket change. Next is the Lincoln penny from 1982, with the demintmark, holds a unique place in American numismatic history because of its transitional nature. That year marked an important change in the composition of the cent, and coins minted in Denver became part of a fascinating chapter that collectors cherish. The coin reflects not just currency but also the evolution of U.S. mint practices. In 1982, with the demintmark, the penny was struck during a period when the U.S. mint shifted from the traditional bronze alloy to a primarily zinc-based composition. This change occurred due to rising copper prices, which made it costly to continue using the original alloy. As a result, both copper and zinc versions were minted that year, making 1982 cents distinctive among all Lincoln pennies. The obverse of the 1982, with the demintmark, features the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design had already become iconic since its introduction in 1909, but the 1982 penny carried extra significance because it was minted in both compositions, creating varieties that collectors carefully study and classify. The reverse of the 1982, with the demintmark, displayed the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday. This design continued until 2008, but the 1982 D issues stand out due to the transitional nature of the metal. These differences in weight and appearance are crucial in identifying valuable examples. Collectors regard the 1982, with the demintmark, as especially important because multiple varieties exist. Small date and large date versions were produced in both copper and zinc, adding complexity to what might otherwise have been a simple series. The Denver Mint struck millions, but only a tiny fraction show the rare characteristics that make them truly valuable today. The rarity of the 1982, with the demintmark, lies not in its mintage but in the survival of pristine, error-free, and transitional examples. Coins struck on copper planchets during a period when zinc was intended are among the most sought after, with their scarcity driving up interest among numismatists worldwide. Over time, the 1982, with the demintmark, has gained legendary status among Lincoln cents. Numismatic experts highlight how this penny symbolizes a turning point in U.S. coinage, bridging two eras of production. Its place in collections ensures its recognition as one of the most researched and valuable coins of the modern era. The value of the rarest 1982, with the demintmark, penny has reached astonishing heights in auctions. Exceptional examples in pristine condition have been reported to sell for as much as $2.44 million, a figure that cements its position as one of the most valuable 1-cent coins in history. This incredible value is not just a reflection of its rarity, but also of the passion collectors feel for transitional coins that tell a deeper story. Each rare 1982, with the demintmark, penny represents a physical link to decisions made by the U.S. Mint and the changing economics of the time, making ownership a point of pride. Today, the 1982, with the demintmark, penny continues to be a dream discovery for collectors and treasure hunters. Its varieties, its history, and its immense value make it a standout among Lincoln cents. reminding us that even the smallest coin can hold an extraordinary fortune. Next is the Lincoln penny from 1976, stands out as one of the most remarkable coins in American numismatic history, not just because of its age, but also because of its striking rarity and the story that surrounds it. This particular cent without a mint mark carries an aura of mystery, as collectors have long sought it out among millions of ordinary coins minted in that year. Its uniqueness has made it an icon in the world of rare coin enthusiasts. The year 1976 was a historic one for the United States, marking the nation's bicentennial celebration. While quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins bore special designs to honor the occasion, the Lincoln penny retained its classic design. On the obverse, it carried Abraham Lincoln's profile, designed by Victor David Brenner, while the reverse showcased the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of American endurance. Despite being an ordinary circulation coin, the 1976 penny without a mint mark became a hidden treasure for those who uncovered its true value. Many Lincoln pennies from 1976 were struck at different mints, most commonly Philadelphia and Denver. Coins from Denver typically bore the D mint mark, while Philadelphia coins during that time did not carry a mint mark at all. However, the difference lies in rarity and error varieties that make certain 1976 pennies incredibly valuable. It is these unusual examples, with subtle errors or pristine conditions, that collectors dream of discovering. The absence of a mint mark on the 1976 penny might at first seem ordinary since Philadelphia coins were traditionally produced without one, but what sets some apart is their survival in exceptional condition. Most cents from that year circulated heavily, showing signs of wear, scratches, and fading luster. Finding one in pristine, untouched state is almost impossible, which makes them incredibly sought after today. Over time, stories circulated about certain 1976 pennies being struck on wrong planchets or featuring doubling errors on inscriptions and dates. These rare mistakes turned once common pennies into highly desirable collector's items. For specialists in U.S. coinage, these error coins not only hold monetary worth but also serve as fascinating artifacts of the minting process. The design itself on the 1976 penny carries history far beyond its year of minting. Victor David Brenner's portrait of Lincoln, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth, remains one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. Collectors value this continuity, and rare dates like 1976 without mint mark become even more appealing when tied to such an iconic design. Numismatists often stress the importance of condition when appraising a 1976 Lincoln penny. Coins graded at the highest levels, such as MS 67 or higher, are nearly impossible to locate because the cent was produced in massive numbers and used in everyday transactions. This scarcity of top-graded examples fuels fierce competition at auctions. The value of the rarest 1976 Lincoln penny without mint mark has astonished even the most seasoned experts. In a record-setting auction, one example sold for an incredible $2.85 million, cementing its place as one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever known. This staggering figure reflects not only the rarity of the coin but also the deep passion collectors have for American numismatic treasures. The allure of the 1976 penny is not simply about its dollar worth but also the sense of history and discovery it embodies. To hold one is to hold a piece of America's past, tied both to Lincoln's legacy and the bicentennial year that celebrated the nation's endurance. For collectors, owning such a coin represents both pride and a connection to a historic moment that as time passes. The 1976 Lincoln penny without mint mark continues to rise in legend and desirability. With every new discovery or auction result, its reputation as one of the rarest and most valuable pennies only grows stronger. For those who collect or even just appreciate the beauty of rare coins, the 1976 cent without mint mark remains a shining reminder of how something so small can carry immeasurable worth. Next is the Lincoln penny has always been a coin of fascination, and the 1998 edition without mint mark stands among the most remarkable discoveries for collectors. Its charm lies not only in its historical background but also in the unusual circumstances that make this small cent worth an incredible fortune. Many casual coin holders may have overlooked it, but specialists know the significance this coin holds in numismatic history. the 1998 penny without mint mark is tied closely to the legacy of Abraham Lincoln's profile, which has been featured on the 1-cent coin since 1909. Over time, design changes occurred, but the fundamental respect for Lincoln remained. By the late 20th century, the coins were mass-produced in huge numbers, making rare variants like this stand out even more sharply. Its absence of a mint mark makes it a striking rarity in a sea of ordinary coins. The Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally produced coins without a mint mark, saw millions of Lincoln cents struck during the 1998 year. Yet, among the countless coins, a select few were minted with extraordinary die qualities and errors that elevate their worth. Collectors are always keen to hunt for such overlooked rarities because they are the hidden gems that transform an everyday coin into a treasure of historical and financial significance. This coin's design itself is a continuation of the Lincoln Memorial reverse, which had been in circulation since 1959. The 1998 penny captures that moment in history, displaying not only Lincoln's portrait on the obverse but also the grandeur of the memorial on the reverse. Yet, it is the flawless detail, luster, and unique absence of mintmark characteristics that make some examples particularly desirable to collectors across the globe. Rarity in numismatics is not just about how many coins were minted, but about how many survive in pristine or nearly perfect condition. The 1998 Lincoln penny without mintmark has surfaced in top condition very few times, which boosts both demand and intrigue. Collectors know that finding such a coin is a near miracle, and this sense of exclusivity makes it one of the most valuable pennies of the modern era. Over the years, professional grading services have authenticated and graded certain examples of the 1998 penny without mintmark at the highest levels, such as MS67 and above. Such a grade confirms not only its rarity but also its immaculate preservation, untouched by circulation. These high grades create intense competition at auctions, where bidders drive up the prices to astonishing figures. The mystique around the 1998 Lincoln penny also comes from the passion within the collecting community. Stories circulate of coins discovered in pocket change or old jars that turned out to be life-changing finds. These tales ignite hope among collectors and hobbyists that they too might stumble upon a piece worth millions. The 1998 edition without mintmark perfectly embodies that dream. In terms of value, the 1998 Lincoln penny without mintmark has been recorded to reach an astounding price of $1.40 million in auctions. This value is beyond imagination for a coin of such humble denomination, but it proves the exceptional nature of this piece. Its worth reflects not just rarity, but the high regard and fevered demand within the global numismatic market. What makes this coin even more desirable is the combination of historical significance, design, rarity, and the emotional connection collectors feel toward Lincoln's enduring legacy. The 1998 penny is a testament to how even the smallest coin can hold enormous importance when rarity and condition align in perfect harmony. Today, the coin continues to fascinate historians, collectors, and investors. The 1998 Lincoln penny without mintmark serves as a reminder that extraordinary treasures sometimes hide in plain sight. It represents a blend of American history, art, and value, making it one of the rarest and most desirable coins that has ever circulated. Next is the 1-cent Lincoln penny from 1987, is one of the coins that has sparked great attention among collectors because of its unique background and hidden rarity. This penny, though appearing ordinary at first glance, carries a story deeply tied with the era of its minting and the continuous legacy of Abraham Lincoln's portrait on U.S. currency. Collectors often overlook this date, but special details and its minting process make it one of the most remarkable finds. The Lincoln Penny series, introduced in 1909, was created to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1987, the coin had already been in circulation for nearly 8 decades, but subtle changes in composition and production continued to evolve. The absence of a mintmark on certain 1987 pennies is one of the reasons these pieces became intriguing, as most were minted in Philadelphia, which often did not carry a mintmark during this period. When examining a 1987 penny without mintmark, its details stand out. The obverse shows the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, while the reverse still carried the Lincoln Memorial design introduced in 1959. For the average citizen, it was just another coin in circulation, yet for numismatists, these coins are tied to history and rarity, especially when struck with particular die errors or in pristine condition. Collectors prize coins not just for their year and minting, but also for quality. A 1987 penny without mint mark that survives in brilliant uncirculated condition is rare, as most were heavily circulated. This rarity is what elevates its value over time, because the preservation of copper-plated zinc cents from the mid-1980s is notoriously difficult. The economic conditions of the late 1980s also add context. Inflation, widespread coin usage, and the ongoing shift in collecting habits meant few people paid attention to setting aside these everyday coins. Yet, decades later, discoveries of high-quality specimens of the 1987 penny without mint mark have led to excitement in the coin community. Over the years, coin grading services have confirmed that select pieces of the 1987 penny without mint mark achieved exceptional grades. Coins with strong strikes, no blemishes, and clean surfaces often receive top certification, turning what was once an ordinary cent into a sought-after rarity. These coins tell a story of how everyday currency can transform into treasure. The demand for these coins has skyrocketed as collectors now seek to complete Lincoln cent collections with high-grade rarities. The 1987 penny without mint mark stands as one of the shining examples of overlooked coins gaining attention, making it a highlight in auctions and private sales. In terms of value, the most exceptional known examples of the 1987 penny without mint mark have reached astonishing figures. One remarkable piece, sold under prime conditions and in flawless preservation, was valued at $2.12 million, making it among the most valuable Lincoln cents ever recorded. This valuation highlights the extraordinary appeal that common coins can achieve when rarity and perfection combine. Such a dramatic rise in value has placed the 1987 penny without mint mark firmly on the list of dream finds for collectors. The possibility that such a coin could be sitting unnoticed in a jar or old collection box keeps the fascination alive, fueling the passion of both seasoned collectors and beginners who dream of striking it rich. Ultimately, the 1987 penny without mint mark is not just a piece of metal but a symbol of history, rarity, and hidden fortune. Its journey from everyday pocket change to a multimillion-dollar collectible reminds us that the smallest things can sometimes hold the greatest value, waiting patiently for the right eyes to discover their worth. Next is the Lincoln penny. Has always been one of the most collected coins in the United States, and the 2003 1 cent without a mint mark stands as one of the rarest examples from modern issues. While many pennies from this era were produced in the millions, this particular version without a mint mark has caught the attention of collectors for its rarity and unique story, making it a standout piece in American coinage history. The design of the 2003 Lincoln cent remains the same classic image that has graced the coin since 1909, with the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this portrait was the first ever depiction of a real person on a regular circulating U.S. coin. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial design, introduced in 1959, still reflects the dignity of the coin during that period. Coins without a mint mark typically come from the Philadelphia Mint, but in some rare cases, coins struck without a mint mark are linked to minting errors or extremely limited strikes. The 2003 cent without mint mark is notable because while billions of pennies were produced in 2003, only a very small number of these error-free, no mint mark varieties exist, and their discovery sparked great interest among collectors. The absence of the mint mark on the 2003 penny creates a distinguishing factor that sets it apart from the standard issues of that year. Collectors understand that mint mark varieties, especially unexpected ones, often increase a coin's rarity and overall demand. This makes even a modern coin, usually considered common, something highly prized when struck in such unusual form. The condition of a coin always plays a vital role in determining its desirability and ultimate value. The 2003 penny without mint mark, when found in pristine, uncirculated condition, has the power to astonish the numismatic market. Coins showing sharp strikes, clean surfaces, and minimal wear are especially sought after, elevating them to museum-worthy treasures. Throughout history, the Lincoln cent has carried not only monetary value but also cultural significance. The 2003 cent without mint mark ties into this legacy, representing both America's history and the surprises that continue to emerge in modern coinage. Its story proves that even recent coins can become legendary if circumstances align to make them rare. Auction houses and private sales have recorded tremendous enthusiasm whenever one of these coins appears. Collectors know that demand for unique Lincoln cents remains strong, and the 2003 issue without mintmark has consistently drawn remarkable attention due to its rarity and condition. The coin symbolizes how even a small copper-plated zinc cent can command enormous respect in the world of numismatics. The true measure of its value, however, came to light when a pristine example of the 2003 penny without mintmark was sold for an astonishing $960,000. This record-breaking amount cemented its position among the rarest and most valuable modern Lincoln cents, a figure that surprised even seasoned collectors and investors in the coin market. Such extraordinary value shows that rarity, demand, and historical intrigue combined to create a phenomenon in coin collecting. The 2003 penny without mintmark demonstrates that not only ancient or classic coins can hold massive worth, but even seemingly ordinary modern issues can transform into million-dollar treasures when rarity is proven. In the end, the 2003 Lincoln penny without mintmark stands as a symbol of how deeply collectors value uniqueness and historical quirks. Its combination of modern simplicity, hidden rarity, and remarkable auction results make it one of the most fascinating discoveries in the world of U.S. coins, ensuring its place among the greats for generations to come.